Hi guys, how are you? This is what I think. You don't give a fuck because I'm nobody. I don't have a single dollar on my bank, so you're not gonna listen to me. But I do it so that because I want to do it. I want to tell this, and I want to one day be able to to say, it's true. I did a lot of videos when I was 19 years old, even 18 years old in my old channel, where I just spoke. Let's see what I spoke about. Let's see what the 19 years old man, young man, I like to say young man because I am a man, but I don't live like a man. I'm not responsible for myself, for that reason, I'm not a man. I'm not responsible for myself. I don't pay my bills. I don't live in my house. I don't drive my car. I don't drive my motorcycle. Everything is paid from my mother, and that is super shameful for me. Super, super shameful. I'm very shameful to talk about this, but I do it just because it's the reality, and this channel is Realidad Sin Rochos. E- Even because I want that I feel discomfort because nobody keeps staying in a position if that position is discomfort for you. In fact, I'm starting to change. I'm starting to studying with more hunger and looking at the life with more hunger because before I was really comfortable, and I was good by not having a girlfriend, by staying virgin, by not having money. I I was good. I decided that I was good, so that I didn't have to do nothing because it's not good. It's not really pleasant to feel discomfort, you know. So this is another thing that I thought. I used to say that I was good because if I would say like I did, no, I'm not good, Vinny. I don't want to stay like this. Then I'm forced to work. I'm forced to fight, and that's is painful. So it's for that motive that I used to say I'm good. So I'm good and I don't have to do nothing. And so I'm in my comfortable zone. That's it. So nothing. I'm not a man. I'm not a man because a man is just a man that is obviously responsible for himself, obviously, and he have money and he lives alone without the helping of nobody. And I don't do that. I live in the house of my mom. My mom cleans my clothes. He tidy. He clean up the house. You know, he makes sure that everything is perfect and good. So I feel that, and it's the reality. It's just like this that I'm not living in my hands. If you know what I mean. You know, I'm living thanks to my mother, and that is not a man thing, and that's why I don't have a girl. That's why I'm virgin, because I can't have a girl if I don't have my home. If I don't, if I'm not a man, I'm not responsible for myself. Because a man, it's not only responsible for himself, it's even responsible for others, for a woman, for his kids. He's the leader. He's the one who commands. And I'm not absolutely that. I'm in the house of my mother, and she commands. So how can I have a girl? How can I make sex? That is a really mainly thing if I don't live like a man. So it's like mm, wanting, to do a mathematics exam without even knowing the basic of arithmetics. You know, so I feel like a fraud. I feel like an imposter if I go to a girl and because girls want men, women want men. All right, obviously, women don't want women. Don't want women. Don't want feminine men. Women want men because they are women. Men and men want women. Obviously, no. So I'm not a man. I'm a man biological, but I don't live like a man. Just for one thing, because I don't hunt my money. I don't hunt for eating, for living, for moving. You know, in a car, in a motorcycle, for eating all the meat I eat, for training. You know, in the gym where I train. So I'm not a man only because I don't have money and I don't fight and I don't work for money. That's why. So this is my background. Now that this is the reality, I told you the realidad sin rollos. O sea, I repeat that I'm here and I live. And I live, yes, I live thanks to my mother. I'm very shameful about that. I'm very embarrassment. I know it's not possible for me, for a man of 19 years old, to live in the house of my mother, to eating thanks to my mother, and do not work and do not earn money and do not even try to make money because I don't try. I don't even try to make money. So I'm not a man. I'm a boy. I'm a boy. Even if I am a man. Biologically, I'm a fucking man. And I have to act like a man. I have to act like a man. Say this, that this is the most important part. I wanted to show you this, that girls, no, women wants a man. I see all these beautiful women, all these beautiful girls, in the university, in the streets, and wow, today I was really distracted. There was so beautiful girls, and I was looking at her. I was hungry, and I like that. I was hungry, I was like, when you feel hungry, because you didn't eat. The same thing with women. Now I feel it, and that's just because I don't watch porn. I don't have any type of sexual online exposure like I used to. Like I used to watch porn. So now I want to see a female body naked, but now in the real life, because before I didn't have the urge to do that, because I will see that naked body on in my phone. So I was really comfortable outside. I was good. You know, I didn't feel that like I didn't feel like I had to go and talk to a girl because my biological was good. I was satisfied because the night before I masturbated myself with a porn, looking to a naked woman making sex with another man. So I was good for that. That I say that the biological is the most important. You can't fake the biological phases. You can't fake them. If you masturbate you the night before, you're not gonna have hunger for girls. You're not gonna have that high libido, that high testosterone. You can think how much you want. I tried. I'm saying this because I tried, and I have a dick just like you, man. If you are a man, obviously. And I'm just a man like you. I just have two eyes, two arms, two legs, one head, so one cerebrum. So the best way to really feel, and now I go around where I feel like I'm angry. I'm angry and I'm hungry. So I'm like this, and I'm hungry because I want sex, I want girls. But I'm not capable because, like I said before, I live thanks to my mother, and I'm not a man. So I'm forced now, if I want to reproduce, unless if I come back to watching porn, which I will not. Absolutely, I will not do that shit again. I'm forced to become a man and to earn money and to risk and to fight and to work to do the second most important thing for our species, that is reproduce. The first one is survive, the second one is reproduce. So now you understand why I even talk a lot about metrics, about the matrix, about we can say these conspiracy theories that are not conspiracy. They works and they are real. I just told you, you know, why there is all this big porn industry. Because if you fool a man with porn and with sexual um, videos, images all day long, he's gonna be full and he's gonna be good. And he can keep doing what he's doing. He can keep be and he can keep being what he is. So a boy, a docile, a quiet boy. Because men are dangerous. Men are scary. Men are strong. Men are warriors. So it's even for that reason that they want us full of food, full of sugar, and with our balls empty, so that we are docile in this real world. Because if we don't eat, because if we eat less, it's not about eating less, because I eat a lot, but I eat a lot of testosterone food that makes my testosterone even higher, makes me hungry, makes me wanted to fight. So, and that is meat, eggs, fat, saturated fat. And now I'm doing biology, so I know that you say that is bad for you, for the cellular membrane. But actually, it's super good for you, and it's going to make your testosterone high. All right. So I'm eating a lot, Matt. I'm eating zero sugar. So I'm full of testosterone. I want to fight. I'm hungry and I'm angry, and they don't want to do that. And another thing that they want, as I said, they want you satisfied in the sexual field with the phone. Because if you're not sexually satisfied, you are fucking pissed off. And you know, the sexual urge, it's a really real thing. We feel when we are excited, when we want to have sex. So now what we can do, we can open the phone, watch a porn and jerk off, and then we are good. But I don't know, 300 years ago you couldn't do that. 1000 years ago you couldn't do that. So when you had the urge to fuck, to jerk off, what you will do? You will go outside and try to go and meet a woman, stay with her, and then in a couple of in a little bit of time, convince her and make sex with her, and that will make you a man, because it's everything. It's values. Friendship is a change of values. Relationships is a change of value. Sex is a change of value. Business is a change of value. So if a woman decided to have sex with you, and she gave to you literally her body, that means that you had to give something to her, and that is your manhood present. So if she accepted, that means that you were a man, that you are a man. And what happens if 1000 years ago, a boy, let's say, yes, a boy, 16 years old, 15 years old, wanted to have sex, to jerk off? He will go outside, meet a woman, a girl, and the girl, maybe she will say no, because he's a fucking boy, he's not a man. So what happens then? That boy of 15 years old understand that if the only way to have sex, that is what he wants, is what every one of us wants, the only way is to become a man. So if you touch a so important thing for our for 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 we for we men, like sex, you know it's not gonna be more a problem of mental depression or mental problem. No, because it's gonna be a biological urge. So you're gonna see that you're not gonna have more fear. So you're gonna see that you are not gonna feel no more sorry for nobody. You're gonna be really hungry and angry, and you're gonna go regardless and ruthless for what you want, because sex is one of the top, proprio top. I don't know what are other things more important than sex. And I just told that. Look at this bicep. I just told that before, is that survival, so money because you need to eat, and then sex for for our for our for the human, sex for the man, sex. So we have we have to live in the reality, no, not in this simulation with TV, with social media. No, we need to live in the reality, because if we live in the reality and we stay with God, God is going to operate for us, and is going to direction us in the right way, in the right street, in the right way to live a fulfillment life as a man. We just have to follow, to open, to stay in the reality. That's, I think, that's a message, that's a feeling that it literally changed my mind, and I find it very true. And nobody told me that. Like everything, I think I discovered this by myself, and everything, I think, in our life we discover that in by ourselves. Because even if a dad, a mom, a friend, a person says you something, you have to be the one who listens, who really understand, who really stay there and reflect, and really the one who seek. Because how the Bible say, who seek finds. You have to be really, because that person, because you are the only one who can understand things. Nobody's going to understand things for you, and it seems so obviously, but even for me it isn't. Because I always hope that in my deeper, in some part of my body, in my mind, I still think that somebody is going to save me. It's even for that reason that I do this video, but it's not like this. That is not the reality. So guys, it's very simple. We have just, to be hungry, to be a hungry man. Because if we keep to eat sugar, we keep to watching porn, what happens if that we are fulfillment, we are good, so we don't have to change. And so if we don't have to change, we are gonna always, we are gonna always remain in the house of our parents. We are not gonna have the life, the money, the lifestyle we want. We're not gonna have those beautiful women, never, because we are satisfied and we are not angry. It's, I'm not saying this because I know everything. I don't know shit. I'm saying this because I'm saying that this to myself. The negative is essential. The hunger is essential. We have to feel it. If not, we don't achieve the positive. We don't achieve that food that is can be the real food and the pussy. Um, that's it. Now, I don't want to say that the life of a man is harder than a woman, but because I don't know how the women lives, and it's difficult for everybody. It's difficult, I think, for them that they are only valued, and they are watched by males in a sexual way. Maybe they like it. I don't know. Surely a lot of them yes, some of them no. I mean the women. But I think that it's hard for everybody. You know, Imagine a woman. I some I always think about this. A woman now. I'm 19, no, and a woman at 19, it is as his most fertile period of his life. So biologically, he's the most fertile. So that means that she's even the more attractive, because when you're more fertile, no, it's logical. You are gonna be always even more attractive to attract males and to be pregnant. So it's really difficult because they are the most beautiful, and we young men, are are just beginning. And that's another thing very famous. We all know that this 19 years old girl, they want older men, you know, because the older men are those men that in their 20s, 19, 25, 23, were like underdog, and they were alone, and they were working their ass off. And then at 30, 35, 40, they became the men they wanted, and now they have that 19 years old girl that when he was 19 was always looking, but the girls did ignored him. But now that 19 old girl is like, even she 35 years old, 40 years old, and she lost her value. That is the beauty. You know, the value of a woman is the beauty. And that's another thing. If she doesn't build anything, you know, business, money, her value is the beauty. And it's incredible because God give her that we all men love that. Women are beautiful. One of the best things to see. Beautiful feminine woman. You know, I think that's only the motivation I need. You know, a beautiful feminine women that stay with me. That's only the motivation. It's a gift from God. One of the best things. You know, nothing can be so good. I think only something like having a good work, be successful, and feel important, proud as a man, like a good feminine woman with you, you know. Uh, but when a woman, you know, that woman, that when the boy, when that man was 19 years old, and the woman was 19 years old. Now the man is 35, 40 years old, and he's the man that he wanted always to be. Like I want to, like I want. And now he lives a beautiful life, the life he wants. But the women at 35, 40 is old. She lost her value. It's all about value. So it's difficult for both because men is that the life of man is very hard. If you are not an exceptional man, I think it's harder for men than women because we don't have nothing. No, God, just what He did us, what He gave us is testosterone, and so with that we can work, we can fight, and just becoming what we want, like a video game, no? Like Undertale says, you know, just transforming and ourselves and acquiring skills and capacities that the man of our dream, you know, that character of the movie, you know, would have. And we want those characteristics. But to have those characteristics, so strength, persistence, money, business, success, we have to fight a lot, a lot. Um, so now it's getting darker and darker. 30 minutes of video. So only this, you know, life of a man is very difficult because you are born without value. While a woman is beautiful, everyone says that she is beautiful. She have attention, you know. She can get a job because she's beautiful. So it's easier, but it's not. I think it's not gonna be never near as good and beautiful as a life of an exceptional man that is a king and he can have more women, a lot of money, and he's the boss, he's the king, he the one who commands, who leader, because he fucking earned that with fight, with blood. So women are open, to shade him because he's the best, and they want to stay with the best. And if they stay with the best, they are gonna act in a very feminine way that we all like that. But if you're not the best, if you're not a man, they are gonna boss you. They are gonna lead you, let's say lead. They are gonna just, break your fucking balls, you know? And why that? Because she have value. She have an offer. You don't have nothing. Her offer is the sex, and you want sex. So she's going to use that to boss you around while you don't have nothing to offer. You're not important. You don't have that much of money. So you don't have any possibilities with any other women. Other women are not attracted by you. So it's obviously that women are going to disrespect you and boss you around. and 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 decide and command like a lot of women does here in Italy. Obviously, because he have a value. He have something that she have something that he wants, that you want, and she uses at his favor, that is sex. You are just a normal man, so you don't have like nothing for her. So she's gonna like say that is you are gonna be like in disadvantage. You are in disadvantage. You are in depth with her. I thought, obviously, since I'm a kid, love is love and it's beautiful. The people have to love me because I'm Vinicius. I want to have that beautiful women, and they are gonna be with me because I'm beautiful, I'm handsome. No, it's not like that. It's just interest. It's just favor. It's just values. In fact, the more beautiful men, the more beautiful women are with the most successful men, most richest men, because it's a value. Women don't give a shit if you are handsome. They give a shit if you are a fucking man in life, if you have success, if you have money. That's it. If you work good, that's it. You know, that's it. That's it. So, yes, if you don't have any value, so if you're not a successful man, and if you're not a big specimen of man, if you're not a yes, absolutely, if you're not a big specimen of man, if you're not an exceptional man, she's gonna boss you around because you don't have nothing that she truly wants, and you as a man, you are gonna feel in depth, so you're gonna listen to her, and you are gonna forgive a lot of her disrespectful uh, uh, actions, behaviors, her disrespectful behaviors, because you want sex. No, because it's a really biological way. So imagine you are open to get disrespected, to not lead, to be commanded. A thing that a man never had. A man always commanded. A man always lead his woman and his family. So now that makes you understand what I said earlier, that how the sex is important. After survival is the second one most important thing. First of all, God, obviously, death, then survival and sex. Because a man, he's open. A lot of a men, not everybody, to be disrespected just to have sex. I can understand that. If you ask me, no, I don't want that. I don't give a fuck. I want to respect. And that's, I think, a really important thing that now is not really seen. There are a lot of boys, in fact, boys, not men, boys, but even married men, that they let them be disrespected in public from their woman because they want sex, or they are married, and you know divorcing costs a lot of money, so they are forced, they are not in a power position, they are not in a power role, so it's it's just like this. So you know you can see how money is everything, and how if you don't have it, you don't have any type of leverage, and you're gonna be used by the world, in the job, from the women, from everyone, from absolutely everyone. um, so now maybe I don't know, because I'm really shy even to do that, but maybe now I could have a girl and have some sex, but I will get a lot disrespected, and she will decide because I'm not a man. I don't live my life. I don't have money. I'm not a successful man. So I could have that, but maybe, I say maybe because I'm really shy with women. But I don't want that, and I think that's really a really important thing, and another really important thing, biological thing, that if you decide even that respect is more important than sex, like in this way, that you prefer, you don't want, you prefer to be, you don't accept to be disrespected even if she gave you sex. You don't accept it. That means that respect is more important for you than sex. That means that if you want respect, you're gonna fight, having in mind that you're not gonna have sex if you don't get respected. So that is gonna give you even more power, because the sexual energy, if you use that, you are unstoppable, because sexual and survival, it's almost the same thing. It's a biological need. You need to have sex. Imagine saying, all right, to get successful, no, to have sex, I have, and I'm forced to get successful. No, that is going to be a lot of energy, a lot of urgency to be fucking rich, to have stuff, to be a successful man, to be a man, to be successful, because those nights where you're gonna feel excited, you want to, you know, to have sex, but you literally can't, because you don't jerk off, you don't watch porn, you are gonna have so much, anger, libido, testosterone, you are gonna explode, you're gonna eat like a motherfucker, and guess what? You can become successful, you become the man you want, you're gonna have the life you want, the money, the experiences, and then the women and all the sex you want. If you win Like Andrew Tate says, if you win in the if you win in the money game, if you earn a lot of money, if you make a lot of money, if you are a successful man for success, I mean, now in this field, making money, you are gonna win in all the spheres, in all the fields of life. You can only just win. You just have to win in one game, in the money game. That is the most difficult one because everyone is playing that game. Even the most smartest people, even in the other part of the world, in Argentina, Africa, USA, New York, everyone wants money. So it's the most difficult game. But it's for that it's for that exact reason that if you win in that game, you win in the other fields of life, in every fields of life, in all the every small game of life. So you're gonna win with women, you're gonna win with your relationship, you are gonna win, you know, with life, and then there's only one thing: God. Ciao muchachos. Ciao muchachos. Ciao muchachos.